Gabriel Roxas joins us live from Georgetown with the breaking details. Gabriel.
Amber, this is a major drug bust. What you're about to see is something that one police officer said is a once-in-a-career bust. Take a look at this. What you're seeing is hundreds of pounds of marijuana. If you look at these green bales here, police say each one of those green bales weighs about 20 pounds, and then you've got additional bales of a smaller size. Not only in the trunk, there are more in the back seat. Now, as dramatic as this is, take a look at the video that we shot earlier. Police say as much as the drug bust may hurt them, the seizure of hundreds of thousands of dollars hurts the suspects even more. Elizabeth, you can still see the smoke behind me, but the fire is out. The good news here is no one was hurt and no surrounding structures were damaged when several thousand wooden pallets went up in flames. Part of the problem is how easy it is to break into one of these things. I'm not going to show you how to do it, but online tutorials have contributed to a spike in hacking cases. Corrections officers say the rest of the inmates aren't talking about what happened, but investigators believe that Baltimore used this door to climb up to the ceiling and make his way out through a gap in the fence. Mrs. Foster says she was leaning forward, but if she had been sitting back in the chair, the bullet could have killed her. Sam, this is what we know so far. Police tell us this all began when officers responded to a call about a suicidal man in the area of Wheatcroft Court and Radcliffe Road. That's just a little bit down that way. Amber, we're here at the corner of Lakeshore and Fontaine, where you can see there's still a lot of police activity where they're investigating a shooting that happened just within the last hour. And take a look at some of this video that we shot earlier. We were the only news crew there to catch police taking one suspect into custody. Now, they tell us that this is one of two suspects that they believe are involved in this shooting. So far, we have a report that there is one victim. He's a 21-year-old male who suffered a gunshot wound to the head. Jennifer, police just cleared the scene here at the corner of Fontaine Road and Lakeshore Drive, where the city's latest shooting took place earlier today at this apartment building's parking lot. Investigators tell us they continue to patrol the surrounding area, looking for at least one more suspect as the neighborhood goes on alert. Tension filled the neighborhood as officers spread out with guns drawn in search of one of the suspects they say took part in the shooting. Police took this man into custody just minutes after neighbors say three men drove into a nearby parking lot and one of them fired shots at an unknown target. And then at some point, did someone shoot back?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Shots returned from the direction where they were firing?
Yeah.
John Walker lives in the apartment building overlooking the parking lot and watched the three men in the car. He says it was the driver who sustained a single gunshot wound.
Just looked like the bullet went straight to his head, and as soon as that happened, he started going like that, and then the passenger dude started shooting towards up here. As soon as he started shooting, I guess he ran out of bullets, and he got out of the car and took off.
And it appears as if there was at least three subjects involved in a verbal altercation, which led to shots fired.
Witnesses described a man with dreadlocks sitting in the back seat of the car who also ran from the scene. Officers took this man to police headquarters for questioning, while an additional search targeted the other suspect. As the investigation continued, neighbors seemed to breathe a momentary sigh of relief, but many feared more to come.
The stuff needs to stop because too many people's got kids in this neighborhood, and a little kid could have got hit by a stray bullet or something.
Police say within the last few hours, the victim in this shooting was taken into surgery, but there is no word on his current condition. We're live in Lexington. Gabriel Roxas, Fox 56, 10 o'clock news. For his neighbor to one side of him, Norman Fry had nothing but praise.
We was fixing to lay down and take a nap, and I said we could have been asleep and burn up. So, in my eyes, we owe him our life. So,
that neighbor is Tony Palacci, who helped rescue Fry when the other half of Fry's duplex caught fire. But when it comes to the neighbor who lived there, few had anything nice to say.
I looked out the window and I saw her walking up Dover Court and made a left-hand turn going towards Lexington Avenue. And it took maybe like 5 minutes, then I saw that fire going on the inside.
When you say you saw her, who was that?
The lady that lived there.
We think the lady next door set it on fire, so she was there for 10 minutes and gone, so she had to. Nobody else was around.
She looked like a mad lady. That's how I could describe her, a mad lady.
Jay Santiago was down the street when he could smell the smoke and see what was making many neighbors suspicious.
We both ran over there and we seen this lady while all the smoke was happening. She was carrying this bag, this huge black bag, and Trunk was open and everything. She tried to put the box, but she couldn't carry the box at all, so she just put the bags in the car and just left.
Investigators quickly focused on the woman police describe as the former tenant of the home.
There are indications of arson, some early indications, so like I say, they're working the scene at this point.
Within hours, investigators took 35-year-old Sandra Jones into custody. After interviewing her, police arrested Jones for arson and wanton endangerment.
That's attempted murder in my eyes on someone's life, especially when you know that you're home, and I think you're a low-down, about as trashy person you'd want to be to do something to somebody, so you don't have a soul in my eyes.
In Winchester, Gabriel Roxas, WKYT 27 News First. By most accounts, Marvin Royalty is a very good customer. He pays his Kentucky utilities bill on time every month. It's usually between $30 to $40. But Wednesday, he found a stack of bills with much different numbers.
They ought to know what they're doing.
Edith Riggs volunteers at the government-subsidized housing complex where Royalty lives. And when he showed her the bills, she wanted to help.
I was floored. I could not believe, 20 bills in one day. And especially to a man that can't afford to pay that kind of money.
The two of them called KU, but they say that only left them more confused.
I thought they were very negative and they weren't very helpful at all. And until the last lady that I talked to, the one that called me and said that she had had a call from Channel 27, she was very nice.
Nonetheless, Royalty was told he owed nearly $400 because for 20 months he was billed for the wrong meter. So he checked his meter number himself. The meter number on the 20 bills Royalty received is a different number. We checked all 11 buildings at Westminster Village. C453797 is nowhere to be found. And that's not the only confusing part. Royalty showed us the bills he's paid for the last 4 months. Those bills show a third number. We checked again. Meter number C389403 is nowhere to be found either.
He's been a customer who has ended up with 3 meter changes over a short period of time, which is kind of unusual.
Cliff Feltham with Kentucky Utilities says more than 99% of the time they get meter readings right, but not this time.
There was a meter that was changed out because of a fire, as I understand it, in 2008. And then the next meter change was a meter change for us just to check the meter.
He didn't make any mistake.
No, as far as we know, he didn't make any mistake.
So the mistake is on KU's end?
I guess it is with us.
It's their mistake, not mine. I've been paying my bill. What they've been sending in the mail, I've been paying it, so that's the way I look at it.
KU insists that regardless of whose fault the error is, Royalty will have to pay the money he owes.
I'll get rid of that bill.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it's ridiculous. I can't pay it.
In Lexington, Gabriel Roxas, WKYT 27 News First. Miranda Gentry's bags are packed.
Ready to go? Baby's bag's ready.
And she's ready to deliver little Bryce Gentry any day now.
We are ready.
But Bryce's daddy won't be able to be there. Shelbyville Police Detective Bruce Gentry is busy completing a tour of duty in Iraq. The couple tries to stay in touch.
Yeah. Here's your picture.
But it isn't always easy.
It's hit and miss. I mean, obviously internet and phone is more today than it was 20 years ago when we were at war, but connections and being able to talk when we can talk and the way he has to work is very rough.
That's why when Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear paid a surprise visit to Kentucky troops.
Yep, I'm here.
Bruce didn't miss his opportunity.
I understand you have a special message to bring to a woman who is pregnant in Shelby County.
Come on, babies. Come outside.
Miranda got word that a message was on its way, and she was eager to hear it for the first time.
He came up to me and he said, Governor, if you can in any way, send a message to my wife, Miranda. She is pregnant. She's going to have our baby in the next 2 or 3 days, he said. And if you could tell her I love her and that I'm excited and I can't wait to hear about the birth of our child. So if anybody knows them or can get that word to them, I know he would appreciate it, and I bet she would too.
Wow. It really does mean a lot. Just getting to know that he really, he's over there making all these sacrifices, and the one thing he still thinks about in his sacrificing is to get to see the birth of his son. If there's any way he can let any any member of his family know that he loves them, he will.
Bruce's mom, Paula Gentry, looks forward to the day she can share this moment with her grandson.
Your dad told your mom that he loved you and her from all the way across the world, so everybody heard it. So you know you're loved.
He did this to get a message to you. Is there any message that you'd like to give to him?
I love you. I appreciate everything that you're doing. And as soon as this baby comes, you're going to be the first to know. And just hurry home safely to us. We love you.
In Shelby County, Gabriel Roxas, WKYT 27 News First.